Today we are going to learn about properties of soil. Color is an important property of soil. The soil gets its color as a result of several processes. The color of the soil near land surface is darker than the color of the lower layers. Soil may be different colors such as black, red, copper, yellow and grey. The colors of the soil are useful for its classification. Besides, they are indirectly useful in indicating several properties of land. In this way, the property of the such soil, such as its fertility, drainage of water, capacity to hold water, become clear from its color. The color of the soil depends upon the texture and its organic ingredients as well as on chemical ingredients like iron and lime. So you can see the color of the soil depends upon the chemical ingredients of the soil. Now here we are going to do one experiment. So what is that? We have to collect the water. See, you will need the apparatus, that is cylinders, three measuring cylinders, 3 glass funnels, 3 filter paper, water, fine sand, coarse sand, soil from an earthen pot used for growing the plants, etc. Now procedure, what we have to do is fit cones on the filter paper in the 3 glass funnels. Fill the cones with equal quantities of sand, sandy soil and clay respectively, all the 3. Place the funnels on the measuring cylinders. Pour one test tube of water into each of the funnels and observe how much water is collected in each of the measuring cylinder. What inference will you draw from this? Now here we can see what happens to the water, how it drains. Because being the different soil in the A1 it is sand, B1 it is sandy soil, the next C1 is the clay soil. You can see the amount of water collected downwards. So there is a different level of water. So from this we can make out how the soil, what is the texture of the soil. Now the next thing is that soil texture. So we are going to learn about the soil texture. Soil contains particles of different size. The texture of the soil is determined by the proportion of particles of the various sizes in it. Following are the types of the soil of the basis of its texture. So first one we are going to learn about sandy soil. How is sandy soil? The proportion of sand, that is large particles, is high in sandy soil. Then in sandy soil it is easy to plough this soil. Because water drains rapidly through sandy soil, but it is less fertile. It does not contain organic matter and is very rough and tough. It does not hold water and has very less capacity to supply the nutrients. It is not fertile, so plants do not grow in it. These particles do not dissolve in water and therefore the soil has very little capacity to supply the nutrients. Now the next one is silt soil. The particles of silt soil are of medium size. Silt soil is not as ploughable as sandy soil. However, it is much more pliable than clay soil. This soil contains a large proportion of organic materials. Its capacity to supply nutrients is much greater. Silt soil is also called sedimentary soil. Silt soil is also called sedimentary soil. So, what did we see about silt soil? That the proportion of medium size particles is greater. It is not plowable as sandy soil, but easy to plow than clay soil. It contains a large amount of organic matter and is granular too much to touch. So, water holding capacity is maximum, hence it properly supplies nutrients to the plant. It is highly fertile, so many plants grow in it. Okay, this is silt soil. Now, about clay soil. So, what is clay soil? How is its structure? So, proportion of small particles is maximum. What is there? Clay soil has the proportion of small particles is maximum. It is difficult to plow. It contains the same amount of organic matter but is very smooth to touch. It has very high capacity to hold water, hence it does not support growth of many plants and crops. It becomes marshy. Why? Because water can't drain properly from it. It is fertile but roots cannot penetrate easily. It is fertile but roots cannot penetrate easily because it is not aerated into the soil, so few plants grow in it. So very few plants grow in it. Now we are going to learn about the structure of the soil. See here, different type of soils are there. In the picture you can see 3.13. See here, different structures are there. Now what is there? The structure of the soil depends upon the different shapes of the particle in it. Soil occurs in the form of columnar, laminar, granular as well as block shaped structures. So you can see here the different structures of the soil. What is the importance of soil structure? The fertility of soil depends upon soil structure. The advantages of good soil structure are as follows. So, roots get a sufficient supply of oxygen. Water drainage is good, therefore the roots of plants grow well. So, there is an importance of soil structure. Now, we will see the advantages of soil structure. What are the advantages of soil structure? The advantages of soil structure are roots. The main thing is roots get a sufficient supply of oxygen and water drainage is good so that the plant can grow. Now, uses of soil. What are the uses of soil? Plant conservation, water conservation and plasticity. So, the uses or useful types of soil, there are different types of soil over there. You can see what is the meaning of plant conservation, to help plants to grow. Then water conservation is what? Soil holds water. As a result, by means of burns and lakes, we can get water for use throughout the year. So, we conserve the water through the dams and lakes. Now, plasticity. What is the use of plasticity of the soil? So, soil can be given any required shape. This property of the soil is called plasticity. Because of its plasticity, we can use it to make articles of a variety of shape. These articles can be baked to make them hard. Water storage, earthen pots, earthen lamps, idols, bricks, etc. are articles made from the soil. There are the uses. Some useful types of soil. Some soils are very useful. So you can see now the first one is China clay, kaolin. It is white in color. How it is? It is white in color. It is used to make crockery, bathroom tiles, tanks, laboratory apparatus, masks, jars, etc. Then second one is shadow soil. It is whitish in color. It is used for making statues and idols. Now we are going to make Ganpati idols now. So it is used to make statues and idols. Then terracotta soil. This soil is in red in color. Decorative articles and pots used for growing plants are made from this soil. Then multani soil. This soil is used in cosmetics and other purposes.